dear friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is my video for the new moon in Cancer coming in tomorrow, Friday, July 5th, 2024. I hope everyone out there is doing well. Real quickly before we begin, I wanted to make an exciting announcement. I have released my Astrology for 2024 webinar that goes through the final months of 2024, July through December, Year of the Dragon. Some of you may have taken part 1. This is the release of part 2. Very extensive webinar. If you are looking for a detailed, comprehensive, play-by-play breakdown of everything you need to know for the rest of the year, this is definitely for you. I combed the entire rest of the year, week by week, day by day, and I put anything I felt you may want to know about in it. We go over retrogrades, Mercury retrogrades, Mars retrogrades. We go over major transits, and I go through every new moon and full moon, and the reason I did that is I really want to help some of you get acquainted with tracking these lunar cycles. So for every new moon, I give you the full moon connected to it 6 months later with some intention setting guidelines that are geared around the new moon itself. And I also, with every full moon, give you the new moon that was connected to that full moon. So you can start to track these cycles and the seeds that we sow within them. It's kind of a pro tip way to approach astrology. So that is embedded within the webinar, as well as much more. So if you're interested in this webinar, you can purchase it on my website. I'll put the links in the description of this video, coyotestarastrology.com. It is also free with membership for monthly members. So if you're interested in checking out the monthly membership and all of what that entails, I'm putting the link in the description as well. It's under the members section of my website. All right, everyone, let's dive into this new moon in Cancer. I actually want to come into the present moment as I film this on Thursday. Here is the moon. It just entered Cancer in the last few hours. Wow, I have really been feeling the waves of emotion this Cancer season. Many of us probably are. We had Saturn station last week. Saturn stations can feel dense. It can feel sort of like everything just slows way, 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 way down. Like we are swimming through concrete, and we're supposed to be handling the structural aspect of life right now, getting down to bare bones of what's important related to our goals. It's not really time to be drifting off in fantasy land right now, although I wish it was. Saturn station weeks are about what do your goals look like moving forward? Are you where you want to be? Is there anything that's going to lead to consequences later on that you need to handle now? Is there anywhere that needs improvement? This is where we got to kind of like, tighten it up. We got to run a tight ship when Saturn's around, and when he stations, we get shown all the places that essentially we need to do better. So many of us may be kind of face to face with reality in certain ways sometimes. Some may be enjoying that energy and getting to work and feeling productive. Others might be feeling a little overwhelmed. And, it did kind of hit us right where it counts, because we're in Cancer season right now where we are quite emotional and vulnerable, subjective. We are more yin, going inside right now. And the moon just drifted into Cancer, and then tomorrow we'll make conjunction with the sun at 14 degrees. That is our new moon in Cancer. There are positive aspects to this one for sure, but we've got to feel it to move with it, is kind of what I'm feeling with this new moon. The reason it is tender is that Cancer season in 2024, in this later decan, is a little raw because all the Cancer planets, as they move through Cancer, square Chiron in Aries. So some of you may, at this point in your journey with astrology, you may know Chironic energy by now. To me, it feels kind of like a blister that gets like salt poured on it or something. Like that's kind of what Chiron feels like to me. Doesn't really feel great. Chiron is sort of like that fetal position type of emotional processing where you really are going in. You're very subjective. You are just being rocked and tossed and swayed by everything that you feel. And Cancer and the fourth house of the chart and the moon placement, all of this governs our early childhood imprinting, the environment that we were born into, the parents, all of it very karmic and intentional to teach us and reflect back to us unfolding evolutionary karmic lessons. And because of the aspect to Chiron, we can be looking at security issues, insecurity issues, the touchy areas related to self-image, related to the heart space that stem from early childhood. This is like, yes, playground wounds and things like this, but it's also those tender places of the heart that were first touched and formed connections to the big first loves in our life, our parents, our siblings, these type of relationships where everything was so real and so like psychedelically intense. Childhood is so intense. It's like the volume of all of our senses is turned up to full blast and we just literally feel everything. And so everything that happened back then creates really lasting imprints that are kind of just mostly in the subconscious, but then continue to play itself out through relationships. Relationships is a theme for this new moon because the moon is square the nodes. South node Libra, North node Aries. The square to Chiron brings up these wounds in a very subjective way to be healed. Some of this can be ancestral, so it can be really worthwhile to think not only where it all stems within you, but what parents may mirror these wounds, and then look at their parents, and as far back as you can go, you will find interesting patterns there, undoubtedly. Because the moon is conjunct Venus, it does mark a new cycle related to all of this, related to how we approach relationships and how we approach self-worth and self-love, related to all of this. To me, this new moon just like screams a new step forward related to inner confidence as far as really nursing and tending to these places that feel unlovable, unseen, cast aside, lonely, finding the root cause of any place that is feeling, raw. Somebody said to me the other day that they were limping through Cancer season, and I thought that that image was really appropriate with all the Chiron. So Cancer season is a time to let the waves wash over, to feel all, to transmute. Cancer as an archetype is also interesting because it is part of the cardinal axis. So Cancer, or the 4th house, opposes Capricorn, and it squares Aries and Libra. So this teaches us, or the Cancer archetype teaches us, that true security is found within oneself, not through relationship, not through public image or career, and not even found in the identity that is projected into the public, but truly found emotionally at the core, sort of like that primordial place of what is within. So some people are probably journeying pretty deep at this moment. Some people may not even know what the hell it is they've been feeling. We do have some fire coming to sort of lift us out of this a bit, but we have to get on the other side of this new moon. So within this new moon portal, my suggestion, given that it is a new cycle, it's in Cancer, it is conjunct Venus, would be to spend this new moon, the day leading up to the new moon, today, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, thinking of ways to nurture these parts of yourself, going into deep reflection of these core parts that need healing, looking at conditioning related to childhood, ancestry, childhood environment, trauma, and maybe using the cycle to commit to doing the self-love healing work that it takes to move beyond or heal these tender parts of the psyche. Because the new moon is in square to the nodes, there are likely big relationship themes that are, as I said, revealing these themes for sure. And I think one thing that is for sure is knowing that it can be really good practice not even to take it personally if it is. See these relationships that are mirroring these things back to you as golden teachers that are simply playing their role to show you these parts of the self that need healing and love. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.